Hello, folks. Welcome. Just finishing my coffee. Okay, so today it's a bit different. It's a different stream. I wanted to do something with a microphone and to kind of present what we've been building on Dev&Chill and wrap up the project, sort of just having something to present, because we've been doing some code in the last month or so. Just code, just text, and no voice, no video. And I thought that it would be nice to just check in and wrap up this project. And so I wanted to show how you can, if you want to follow this project and how it was built. So there is a playlist on my YouTube channel. This was the Dev&Chill StreamWidgets project. So my idea is that I have kind of little seasons of projects that we are going to build. And we are going to build them in that style, the Dev&Chill style, no audio, no voice over, just text, captions, and code. And then when the project is finished, kind of a little hackathon, then you present a project, right? So I thought that it would be interesting to have these different sort of streams just to show the project, show what it built, and show how to use it, and how you can maybe also contribute some feature or something like that. So this is in the first video, in the first episode, we've bootstrapped the command line application using Minikly, and in the second episode, we created an animated GIF. And it was via command, so you generate it was based on some other static text from a file, and then we animated that later with dynamic text from a command. And in the third episode, we've built something kind of animated moving text, and I'm going to show some demos, of course. And the last episode, like it was last night, actually, I did some refactoring. And so now I have something a bit more cleaner to show, because it was a bit, crowded in there. So let's see some code then, I think. Or we would like to see demos first. I don't know. I can show something. For instance, actually, yeah, it was the wrong comments. Okay, so this is one test. Oh, I missed the hello. Okay. So this is basically what we came up with. Well, the end result was basically some animated GIFs. I also have the animated one too. Let's see. So this one I'm still fixing it though. The animated one. Oh, okay, now it's I don't know if you notice it starts weird and then it gets into the flow. I think it's something because it's still building the image and adding the layers to the GIF, the frames, and OBS will read. I don't know exactly. Oh, I just noticed the notifications are weird. I've been doing a lot of tweaking in the last hours, actually. Okay, I finished my coffee. Let me see. I need to fix this. Oh, it's back, the notification. Okay. I think I know what it is, but okay. I'm happy with the results so far. And this is what I'm showing here. So I'm going to show the code now, to show some of the code. Let's go to Phpstorm. Okay. I was distracted by the browser on the stream manager from Twitch. Then there's a little delay, so I was a bit distracted. Anyways, this is actually the first stream that I'm doing with voice, I think, live. Yeah, it's a bit weird because I did only in Portuguese so far. Anyways, so I'm gonna close all these files so I can give you a better overview. Yes. And so you can also try the rainbow and animated commands from the chat. Be nice. So we have here is this one is the entry point of the application, is where the Minikly application is defined and some services are registered. And I have this one command still here defined as a callback. This is how we started doing it. And the first version that you're going to find also on that tutorial I wrote about an IRC bot that it's on Dev&Chill. It uses callbacks. And I wanted to change that because this file was very crowded. So I did something I did some auto-loading in this directory, in this namespace. So all these classes, everything that has a command, it will be auto-loaded into any class that follows these commands, pattern, the name pattern ending with commands is going to be auto-loaded as a chatbot command, and they implement some interface. We did this yesterday in the last Dev&Chill stream in this project. So that was kind of the wrap up. And I just did some more commands, just some fine tuning so I could show it nicely. And so I defined here, this is the animated command. And behind that, it's all the widgets, the image things we built in the previous episode. So in the first episode, we started with this approach and of creating a text GIF, an animated text, and then we started changing. But this is also just like a starting point, is kind of a proof of concept, because so let me go back then and tell the story of why I wanted to do this. It's because I use OBS Studio for streaming, and like some people use other versions and other kind of variations based on OBS. I think there are some forks, but they usually don't work on Linux. So I started using OBS Studio, and I didn't know about plugins and that you could add a browser plugin. Thanks Adam Cope for letting me know that. So just before that, I figured that I could use images and dynamic images specifically to kind of change what I have on screen, right? So do some fun things, animated things, use GIFs. And I started also thinking of doing kind of a widget area, like with a little background box, and then the text on top of it and dynamically generated. And I actually didn't build that because it was a bit boring. So I started right away with animated GIFs, of course, animated text. I love GIFs. So, and I want to develop this a little bit further so I can maybe integrate with Giphy, or like, just use the Giphy API maybe, or GIF10 API to show some GIFs on screen. But this is it's another features for another time. But what is the kind of the most fun part actually for me was to build this animated one. It's still not completely awesome, of course. It's still a bit, there's a background. I still didn't figure out how to make it totally transparent. Because when you add the background transparent, it doesn't show as an animation anymore. So you have all the background showing up. So it kinds of shifts the image it just doesn't animate like this. So I still have to figure out how to do that. I guess I think it's something that you have to set up on each frame, or on the background of the main background image, kind of sort of default background. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look for that later. I'm just happy that I have these little animated GIFs now. And also the other commands, you can create any command here. So the commands, they follow an interface. Let's see that. Let's have a look at that. I think it's here. Yes. So this interface just defines two methods you have to implement. You have to implement the handle method, and you will get a chatbot object. Oh, my computer has frozen a little bit, so it's back to normal. Anyways, so you will define the handle method, and then you will receive a chatbot object. And this chatbot object has the Twitch clients in it, and it serves as a kind of communication service. Maybe, let's say, so I don't want to inject the whole application in these commands. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I created a chatbot service, and then this chatbot service can obtain things from the application, different services like the chatbot service, and maybe the notifications service is another little service that is getting the messages from the chat, and it saves in a file. Some of them, like the pretzel rocks messages, because they are the now playing notifications, and I show them on the screen on top. So some of these services might be useful for the chatbot commands, but some of them should not be available or accessible. So that's why I created kind of this this service that handles and connects all the things to the chat service, to the chat client. Okay, so this is the interface, and then I have this simple hello commands. And so the name here is the name that is going to be used when you call the command from the chat. So you just add the exclamation mark on the front of it. So if you type right now exclamation mark hello, then I should answer hello there. I am answering it, of course. It makes me think of Watchmen and, hey, Patty, how are you doing? So good to see you here. Yes, so what else I can show from the codes? Let me see. So this is the hello command. Rainbow commands uses the rainbow, the color changing text. Actually, it's not rainbow. So you can define the colors you want for the text, and then you can generate, So I can have here different commands using this color changing and different styles. Maybe black and white could be interesting because it will blink, right? Or transparent and white maybe, or transparent and black, I don't know. But could be interesting to something like that. But there is something I still want to implement, and we could try to do that today, actually. But let me show around a bit more, and if we have time, we can do that. So we have the commands and the widgets. The widget is where actually the images are generated. So there is a widget class. I'm still not decided about having kind of an interface or, For now, it's a concrete class. Maybe it should be abstract. I don't quite know yet. Probably. And I think we will have different kinds of image. All of the widgets are based on images, are an image basically. So it's an image, and maybe it could even have some text. Well, yeah, maybe background and text, It's what I imagine that it would be a different kind of widget. So what I want to build, I saw that sometimes I'm watching like a TV or and I see how they do that, some notifications, and I could do that. And it's really cool because I didn't know how these things are done. I didn't know before, and then I started streaming, then I see that it's not very hard actually. And what I saw was the little Twitter bubble that shows up and with a hashtag. That's those kinds of things that you see on live TV. And I was like, oh, I could build that. It could be fun, maybe. But the next thing I would like to connect in this application is the Twitch API, because I'm still not using anything from the API really. And so I'm thinking of doing something, exploring the Twitch API, see what I can do. Those like basic things, show latest followers, these kind of things. But there are so much there. I had a look on like a quick look at the API. There's so much that you could build possibly. So I still don't know, but something. Okay, so this is the base of the widgets, and it's just kind of things that are shared for all widgets. So you will have, you might have a pure text widget. You might have a text that is a little frame and another a photo and a frame on top of it, and or various layers to create a resulting image that forms a widget. But they all have things in common. They have, for instance, the file to output. This needs to be saved to a file. So I have some methods here, basic for outputting the content, and also the get and set here is for settings like the default font or the font size and backgrounds, foreground color, some default settings, and also each widget might have their own custom settings. They will all have probably. So this is kind of more open. So I save it as an array, and I have get and set methods. So this is the parent class, and then we have the text widget. And the text widget is implementing some defaults as well, like the default font, making sure there is a default font, or that you can set a default font if you want. And then the build method is actually what needs to be implemented. It's mandatory. So this is something that I'm probably turning this widget, the parent class, into an abstract class, and then I might just remove these and add it to the interface, so that I force the person to implement this. Because if you're gonna create a new widget, you must implement the build method. You have to, right? So I should do some tweaking here yet in this the how the things are connected. Okay, so the text widget has some defaults for just generating a text, and it generates a PNG image, actually just simple text. Then I have the color changing text that overrides the build method, but it gets some defaults from text. And so it generates, it loops through the colors that you've defined, and then it creates a frame for each color. And this is how the rainbow is created. Let's share it. I'm gonna just demoing on the chat. I really like this one, but I wanted to do something more elaborate, kind of a proper degradé. So yeah, I was just thinking, like, probably have to loop through hexadecimal colors. I don't know, something like that. I have to study a bit of how the variation, how I can get the right variation. Okay, so back to Phpstorm. I was just distracted in the chat. And okay, so this is this colorful thing. It's right here. This is how it is implemented. basically. You have the imagic object, and you define that it's a GIF, and then you create a pixel to set a pixel object, imagic pixel to define the background. Set some defaults that I'm gonna use in the draw object. Imagic draw defines settings for the like the background for drawing, for what it's gonna draw in the image. And we set the fill color, font size, and this is to calculate the size of the image, because we have this method carry font matrix that we can obtain the space that the text will occupy, so we can create an image that fits that space. And then we create a new frame. So each frame is a new imagic object, and you create the frame, and for each frame, so just answer the question. The command is for everyone for now. Yes, Felipe. You can use it too. And so you can, so when you create the new frame, then you set the size and the background, and then you use the annotate image to draw the text. Then you set the delay. This is important. The first time I forgot that, and it was like really, I don't know, it's kind of dangerous for your health to look at those kind of very quick changing colors. It was an experience, yes. And then we set the delay, yes, I say that. And then we add the frame to the image. Then we destroy the draw and the frame. So we make sure that the next one will be a new resource, a new, to change the text, to override, to really be different draw objects. And then we return the resource. And later, like from the controller, I think it's from the controller that I save it. So controllers here are actually commands in the command line, to be clear, because there is no web in this application. There is actually cannot call it from a web. This line here is to make sure that you're calling it from a command line interface, from PHP CLI, PHP CLI. And so, okay. And now what? So oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. Nice. So what I said, something that I wanted to build was a little card, little card widget that you can put somewhere on your screen to show the text, to write some text on it. And that you could also use for generating thumbnails. For a blog post, for default, like kind of default cover image, default thumbnails, for when you share your blog post on Twitter. So you could also use it that way. There's so much you can do with image magic. And Imagic. Just this is something that I don't share often, but I use it to work with Google AdSense in the past, and it paid my graduation in marketing because back then I had a website. It used it to get a lot of views, and it was image manipulation website of photo montages. I don't know how it's called in English actually, but the most successful thing I had there was to create a magazine cover. I had like various magazine covers, and you would upload your photo and generate a magazine cover. And this is something we can totally build. And it's quite easy, actually. So, yeah, if you want to build a magazine cover generator in the next episodes, just let me know on Twitter, okay? And for now, I would like to create a different widget so we can kind of see how this is going to look like. So I'm going to close all my files. And also you can get these codes. I'm gonna just show quickly the repository. I don't remember if I showed before, but it's you can get on GitHub. It's on my GitHub personal, Erica Heidi /Streamaru. Streamaru. Okay, so and still I don't know how I pronounce it yet, but it's Streamaru, I think. Yeah, something like that. And the logo should have a cat on it, but I'm still working on that. So yes. Back to code. Pokémon tá aí, é? Cadê você? So, what does the RU stream means? So it's actually it's stream and Maru, because there's that famous cat named Maru. So that was just, I don't know. I wanted to have a cat on the logo. I couldn't get rid of the image of that cat, and so I added it to the name. Something like that. Yeah, I don't have much. Sometimes I don't have much criteria for my names. The names I choose. Ah, que legal. Valeu, Felipe. Awesome. Okay. I got distracted. Let's see. So what I want to do, I want to create a new widget. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a card widget. I think I'm going to call it that. Little card. That's how you call it, right? Those things on websites, like there's a little box, they're calling cards. Nowadays, it was just a box for me in my time. Card widgets. This extends widgets, and then so if I'm creating a new widget, I want to make sure that I will probably actually it's not so important that I could create a different method. It's not mandatory that I implement the build method because the build here on the widget class, by default, it returns the resource, that is the imagic resource. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just write the code, and then I will later on think a bit more how this is gonna look like. So card widgets. What I want is I want a background image. Yes, font size maybe. I will need some settings like font size probably. What I'm gonna start with the handle, with the build method. Then I will need something here to build the content. Let me see the animated text. Okay, so no, the text widget is a good one to copy. Actually, I'm not gonna. I could extend this actually, because the card is gonna have some text, but maybe it's more than one. I'm gonna copy for now. Then I'm also going to have a command controller to call this command from the command line first. So I have there are two layers of commands here, let's say. So we have the application itself is a command line application, and it has the commands in the application, right? So there's different commands here. There is the chatbot, the chatbot that is running here and showing up on the screen is one element of this application. There is the widgets. The widget commands are the ones that generate these images. And I have also the captioner that I use on Dev&Chill. And this is a little program that keeps running, and I just type the text in and it saves to a file. Yeah, basically there's a help command too. So these things that are inside the commands namespace, these are all commands in the command line application. They don't translate to the chatbot commands automatically, right? So the chatbot commands are something at a different level. They are inside the chatbot, this app chatbot namespace. And this could change a bit still to be less confusing, probably, but for now it works. And so I have to first define a command line, really, just to run this new widget. So I have like Streamaru widgets. What's the name of this widget? It's card. So card and content that you want to put in the card, something like that. Okay. I was just thinking that we could beat a game. Yes, it'll be fun. I want to do that some other time. This is gonna be a card controller. So actually, I'm gonna copy. Let me see this. This something that you can also do in these commands is to extend from a command like a main command. So I have a text controller here, and I have the handle defined here. So this is what is called when I run any of these, actually, like anyone that extends from text controller, actually. So it has this little thing here that this will ask for a text. If you don't provide this a parameter, it's gonna ask you for any inputs to provide the text using the red line function. And then I have, once I'm over past this point, I have a text already. So I generate, I get the output. So this method here you can override to define a custom output location. And then you should also override this method. That's what creates the widget. But in this case, it's very focused on the text widget because it has the text and everything. For the new card widget, I'm not quite sure how much text we're gonna use, if it's gonna be multiple. And these are a bit different, so I'm not sure yet. We are gonna start playing around a bit. The first thing I would need actually is a background, little background. Little box backgrounds. I'm gonna also already create the controller actually. That's what I should have done already. So I'm gonna copy this one because it's the main, it has more all the things. This is gonna be the card widget, card controller. And right now, it's saving to widget1.png. I'm gonna use the name card. It's not showing up. Sometimes I forget that it's cropping a bit. So yeah, so this is what I was writing, typing. This, just defining the location. Right now, I'm not yet sure if this is gonna extend from text or not. So I'm gonna start like this. And I'm gonna include this on OBS so we can see. I'm generate it first. This is a copy of the basic text one, so it's gonna generate just a PNG. Widget card, and it's gonna ask for the text. Now we should have this widget card PNG generated, and I'm gonna go on here on my OBS setup, and then I'm gonna add a new image. And projects var data, no, widget card.png. Okay, I found it. It's here. So this is our widget, our card widget is gonna live here in this image. Cool. So now we have to actually generate a widget. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a little background. Then we have kind of a fixed area, and we will have to make the text fit in that area. That's the challenge of this thing we want to build. I did it before, but it's been a long time. So I know it can be done. It certainly can be done if I did it before, but I don't remember exactly every detail. Okay. I think we should go with maybe, yeah, some image. I need to go for Inkscape probably to do that. Yes, Inkscape. I'm gonna do a little box. And I'm gonna share, maybe I can share it here. I'm adding my screen to, it's all black now, don't worry. It's because I am adding the OBS screen. No, it's not this one, not this one. I added OBS as the screen, so it was trippy. Okay, so I could also add the background here so you can see me. Okay, this is Inkscape. In case you are not familiar, this is a really nice open source application. We just need a little box. Maybe like this size. Fill and stroke. I could have some black. Oh, almost black. Is it? Okay. Opacity. Okay, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here, I promise. I am just, yeah, probably darker is better. Put a white text and it works. So I'm just gonna use this thing here for like create our MVP because, well, you probably will have something a bit nicer to use as your backgrounds, card backgrounds. So now I can export just the selection. Projects. Or widgets. I'm gonna save it here. PG card 01. PNG. Export. Okay. So now we can go back and we will open this. We can add this as a background actually. So we can open this image. Yes, we can. When we create a new imagic object, instead of creating new blank, we're gonna open that image and this is gonna be our background. Basically, that's how it should work. Okay, card widgets. This is where I want to do this thing. So there is this method here that just creates a new imagic, and this is because then I don't need to set it back to the object, but I can create a new one here and overwrite the one that is created in the parent class. Okay, so also we need to, right? You can pass it. Yes, from files. Okay. We're gonna need define this. Let me see. What is the construct here? Settings. Okay, so we can have this on the settings. We can have a method like this. Get background. Oh, okay, we already have it. So background. I don't know why. Yeah, this shouldn't be default. It should be just like this. I'm gonna change this later on the other classes as well. Background. So get background. So if a user didn't pass the background on the controller, then I will just use the default background, which is a color. I don't know if it's gonna break something or not, but okay, I can use that one as default actually. Yes, it should be. Where are we? We are here, so one. Yeah, just one. We are here, just two, definitely two times. Var widgets here. Widgets are here. Yeah, that's it. PG. Yep. Thanks, Phpstorm. Okay, so if the user doesn't set up background, then what is wrong? Here. What? Here. Yes. So if the user doesn't set a background, then we will use this one as default, the little purple box. And I'm gonna use this get background. Cool. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so we'll try now to just write on top of the image and see how it looks like. It's already there. The image is already on OBS, so it should show. Let's see. Hi test, hi test. Oh, it is there, but the background didn't show up. Because I do a let's get backgrounds. Yeah, I think this is it because no, yeah. But I want with the background. I want with the background image behind it. And I think it's because of this, because I'm doing the new image thing, and actually I shouldn't do a new image because it is an existing, it should be an existing image resource being loaded. I think this is probably it. I'm gonna try again. I forgot to share the Phpstorm. So I think this is probably what caused it, because it created a new image with the background text, and while I want to use the actual box as background. So let's see what happens now. No, the box is not there yet. Let's see. No, not here. Let me well, it opened the image, but okay, I know what we're gonna do. You're gonna just not write it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be just transparent, probably. Just get background. Not using these. No. I think it's not, and then I have to probably load or something, kind of image. No, load, open, no. Oh, it should be with the new, right? I just want to open this image and write on top of it. It shouldn't be complicated. Yeah, the path to an image to load. So yes, if we should just be able to provide the path. Path to default image, correct. Let's see. Yes, so that's probably, there's a big chance. Oh, no, that was not what happened. Can you notice what happens? I am using the text widget. Just I'm not using what I just wrote. I was just using the base text widget. So that's why I will never change anything. Oh no. Why didn't? Okay. Yes. Now we are gonna actually call this. Okay, but this is something. This is something. Okay, let's see. No. So, oh, what? Yes. I don't know if I saved it. Yeah, I saved it. So, of course, it would never work. I put this back because I'm confident. Oh, change the terminal and string to generate hello, hello. Oh. Write image on no. So the object's no. Oh, I know. I forgot to assign. I'm just returning this object, but I have to just to use it. Like I have to set up this resource. Yes, I have to do this. Let's see again. I'm gonna clear my screen for luck. Hello, hello. Hey, it worked. Yes, so this is what we want. We want to have a kind of little cards, and then we can swap the backgrounds maybe. And also, of course, you have to adjust the text location. But then you can create anything, any kind of little box with dynamic text you want. And then you can use it also for your article, for your blog posts, to generate the title image for Twitter, add your thumbnail, little avatar, and the title of your text. This is something that you can do with this, and it's fun. I think I'm gonna probably work a little bit more on these new widgets, but I would like to release 0.1 version of this tool while we are here. And I have to go. So let's go to GitHub. And just a reminder, tomorrow I have the Stream Portuguese. I still have, we were working on a Laravel application. I'll be streaming the same time tomorrow. It is in Portuguese. So we're gonna create a 0.1 version. Yay! I didn't commit the changes I made here now in the live, but I had committed the other things, the basic commands and the basic widgets. And when I do just a little bit of fine tuning in this new card widget, then I will add it to and release a 0.2 maybe or something. Yay! Release it live. Ah. Why not? Right? Okay. Yeah, I think that's all right. Cool. So you can come here and download this. I have to update the README with instructions. Sorry about that, but it is a composer-based application, so you will have to create this is already on the composer JSON. This will be created automatically a config. Oh no, I had updated this. Oh, okay, this is gonna come in the 0.2 version then to generate a config.php based on the config example. And this config example has the settings that you need. Basically just set up, don't forget to set up your wait a minute. Can you see now? Just your Twitch user and OAuth password. Then you have to include this. And then you can run the chatbot. And if you don't want to use the chatbot, you can also use the widgets. Just don't need to set up any Twitch stuff. And we have to run composer install to get the dependency. Actually, I think it's just minically. Yes, so it's one extension, one dependency only is the little framework that I use behind it, minically. And also you need eMagic and sockets if you're gonna use. I should probably remove this from the requirements because you might want to use something separately. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Because the eMagic requirement is just for generating the widgets, and the sockets requirement is only for using the chatbot. So maybe you want to use the captioner or something. The other thing that I need to do with this tool is to actually generate SRT captions. Because on the regular Dev&Chill streams, I type everything and I save to a file. And what I need to do is to add timestamps, so I can also include this as a caption on YouTube when I upload the video. I want to do that because also that way I will be able to translate as well to other languages, the caption maybe. So that's something I would like to do as well. And okay, so reaching the end of this stream. I hope you had enjoyed it today. This kind of release. It's a little tool, and I hope I can build more stuff on top of it that I can use on my streams. And if you enjoyed this stream, give me some feedback on Twitter. I've been experimenting a lot with Twitch, different things in Portuguese, in English, different times. Also the Dev&Chill with only text, and this with voice and camera. So I would like to have some feedback. What do you think? And if what do you prefer? Of what kind of formats you prefer? Which time, which day? Any kind of feedback will be helpful for me to plan for the new upcoming weeks for new streams, because I'm gonna probably have a little week break, and then I will come back. I want to have some new ideas to how I'm gonna do. Okay, all days forever. I will gonna be streaming tomorrow, and in Portuguese though it's the Rodando Liso. I was gonna say Rodando Liso. Can you imagine that? Okay, so tomorrow we have Rodando Liso, and in Portuguese Laravel, and yes, so that's it. And on Thursday I have I'll be presenting a talk in a user group in Zagreb PHP user group. You can check on Twitter. I'm gonna probably tweet something about it later, and you can also watch online. And that's it for today. I hope you had enjoyed it. See you next time. Thanks all for coming, and I appreciate any feedback you have. So bye.